I didn't want my face to be on pause. Well, maybe y'all probably couldn't see me. It was probably black, huh? The screen.
Yeah, it was black on this end.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm black on this end too. But nah, on the real note though, I had to put it on airplane mode, man, just in case, man. You know what I'm saying? But what I was saying just earlier, was that yeah, man, you've put in a lot of work, and it's a trip because I don't think like people hear about people, sound designing, but the names you're calling off are these are legendary names, and not only are they legendary names, these are people that their whole uh what would you say trajectory or mo is the drums and the
Yeah,
sounds of their sounds. That's
that's
their
right.
that's their niche. That's the that's their, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't say it no other way than that. That's their
That's right.
niche.
That's right. And it got to be the best of the best. Like
Right.
in the world, it has to be top notch. You can't even get there if you're not considered the best in the world to some degree at this.
So then it takes me to a whole nother thing. Cause I already tell you, you have to be a genius and a person that has put in work to get in the rooms with Polo Da Don and Timberland. So let's take it to the next level then. How did you
Yeah.
get to that mindset of being able to do what you do to be able to get in those rooms like that?
Man, it's funny. It all stemmed from being passionate about hip hop. I grew up crate digging culture, MC culture, all of that. But I'm from Alexandria, Virginia. And at the
Mm,
time, nobody in my city was really into that. So I was kind of just on my own to a degree, figuring it out, listening to the AM radio in the middle of the night, getting all the dope songs and all that. So once I used to rap and then I wanted to start doing beats, I didn't really know how a lot of people were doing beats. So I kind of just had to figure it out. I knew what samples were, knew what my parents played. I had a record collection way before I started making beats, years before I started making beats. So I just knew stuff like that. But when it came to getting sounds, I didn't know where people got sound. I just didn't know how it worked. So I developed my own ways of just doing things, using whatever I had around the house. I started with pause mixes. You know about the
mm.
pause mixes.
Yeah, of
Taking,
course.
making the loop,
Of
hitting the
course.
pause, and then
I did that
dubbing for one take.
millions of times, bro. That was the only way to do it.
Right. But it
Right,
just comes from that type of
right,
culture. I just got
right.
more educated, kind of got with people, started getting samplers and all of that. And before I know it, I had a way of doing things, much like hip hop was born, doing things the wrong way. So I developed a style. I used to just have so many sounds. The way I got into sounds is I love making beats so much. I would just make so many beats. I just needed sounds to feed my own like insatiable hunger for sounds.
Right,
So
right.
fast forward through a whole bunch of stuff. We'll just go to when I got to Atlanta. I came to Atlanta. First of all, I came to Atlanta from Baltimore with my
Hmm.
girl, who's not my wife at the time.
Mm.
No bread, no furniture, no money, no nothing. The whole thing was we were gonna come down here to bank on me making it in music.
Stop. Stop right there. We got to stop right there. I want y'all to listen close to what he just said. I want y'all to listen very close. Now, this is the stuff we talk about on my live. Y'all want to say y'all really in tune with what I talk about? It's coming from somebody that's doing it on a high level. So listen to what he just said. You came from Baltimore with your girlfriend at the time, that's now your wife,
Yes.
to go to Atlanta with basically nothing.
Zero.
Basically, you had nothing.
MPC, some speakers, and a couple trash bags of a couple clothes.
All right, so go. Go ahead, finish.
So found a spot on Craigslist that had been sitting. Told the dude I wanted to make it in music. He thought it was funny, but he's like, all right, I'll rent to y'all. The plan was I got here, salute to my girl. She got a job.
Hmm.
My job was to make sure she worked that job as little time as possible. So
Mm.
what I did was I knew where all the studios were in Atlanta on this strip. Anybody know about Northside Drive? Anyway, every day I would
What is
just
it
go to
called?
all the
Northside Drive?
yeah, on Northside, yeah.
Mm.
And I would just go to all the studios every day and knock on the door, right? And I never asked to come in because nobody knew me. I was just from Virginia or whatever, but I would talk to whoever was at the front desk. like, hey man, what's up? I got beats or whatever, but it wasn't like promoting myself. It was more like developing real relationships until, even people would come out the studio. I wouldn't try to walk in and people would dismiss me, but I would come every day. Same, every studio, I would go at the same exact time to the minute every day. So they knew to expect me. So now I know Josh at the front desk at Stankonia. I know such and such at the front desk at Dallas Austin Studio. So finally, the people at the front desk will listen to my beats, like, oh, damn, let me in. They would play it for the assistant engineers. Engineers would play it for the engineers. Kind of start getting the name, right? But it was all about the system of being there every day,
Stop.
talking to those
I
people
just,
every day.
I gotta stop. We're gonna stop. We gonna get this through people's head today. They gonna get this today. If they
Let's
don't get
go.
this no other day, they gonna get this today. This man said came to Atlanta with nothing, NPC bag of clothes with his girlfriend, now his wife, and was grinding. Didn't know what was gonna be what. Didn't know how stuff was gonna be. But I believe in myself so much. I'm gonna grind and I'm gonna do what it takes to
That's
get
right.
somebody to hear what the hell I got to say. Because
That's
I'm just
right.
paraphrasing now.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm not a super optimist. I don't get high on my own supply, but I am a realist. I know what's good because I'm a connoisseur of hip hop and what is good. I know what I sound like. Damn that I got a shot. I'd be a fool not to take the shot.
Right.
I'm not delusional. So anyway, fast forward, the first person I went to a studio, somebody's like, Polo Da Don wants to meet you. So I go one night, it's about 2 in the morning. I wait for a million years in the lobby, finally meet Polo. Man, it's raining, bro. It's like a whole story. It's thundering. I'm sitting in my car for an hour. I'm thinking they forgot about me. I keep going to the door. Finally, they let me in the lobby. I'm still in the lobby for like 2 hours, man.
Right.
Anyway, I go to the back. I remember it was Polo. Shout out to my man Juice. He's Nicki Minaj's engineer now. He was Polo's engineer at the time.
Salute, salute, salute.
Uh, Rich Boy was there. That just kind of dates the time. And I forgot who else was there. Anyway, I started playing beats. Polo was like, yo, these beats are fire. I'm like, bet, I'm in there. But then he said something that kind of took me by surprise. He was like, yo, where do you get these sounds from? And I
Mm.
was like,
Thank you,
it threw
Maximus.
me like, what do you mean? So I'm like, man, a lot of them I make because by then I knew how to make sounds. This is real
Right.
primitive. This is still
So
MPC
so so
2000
hold on.
days.
So let me so basically, as he's listening to this beat, so this is saying a lot about Polo now. Cause people expose stuff. Say I listen very well. So basically, he's hearing the beats like, boy, these beats is dope. But now he's trying to figure out where these sounds coming from. That
Right.
says something about his mind. For him to
Yes.
inquire that says something
Yes.
about his mind because the average person wouldn't care where those sounds are from. Just give me the beat. I want to do my beats. Give me the beat. Give me the beat. And I'm running with the beat and the beat. For him to say that says a lot about him. So shout out to Polo, man.
Oh, 1,000,000%. So I'm explaining, I make a lot of them. I'm really into sampling this, that, and the third. It's just years and years and years of just built up sounds through other things. So he's like, yo, yeah, let's rock with some beats. Let's collab. But like with these sounds, do you think you could do this for me? I'm like, I don't know what this man's talking about, but of course, I'm here to win. Whatever, sure, I'll do that. So he's like, I'm like, yeah, I'll get you some sounds. He's like, nah, like every month, like continually. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, bet. So he's like, name your price. I named some price that I thought was astronomical. I have nothing at the time.
Right.
And he's like, bet. I'm like, did this man just say bet?
Wow.
So fast forward a little bit.
Wow.
I get to tell my girl, you quit that job. You don't have to do that no more. What do you want to do? She said she wanted to
Wow.
be a photographer. So boom, what we do, put her through photography school. She's now one of the top photographers in Atlanta. But that comes from her banking on me. And now I'll say this too. To do all of this because I was so meticulous with how I did it, it took 3 to 4 months only. I was just in the wrong place. I knew I had what it took, and this is before the internet was super popular. This is 2008. I just
Right.
had to get to the right place, and I was reluctant to come to the right place. But once I did, that just goes to show if you're a realist and you really think you know, like, no, I'm good. I went the place I was in forever. Hard to make a dime with the music. I go to this one place, and in 90 days, pop.
I just want to say this. I'm just gonna keep on just saying what's on my mind because I'm listening to the story and it's super touching. Most people do not have a woman or a wife that supports their dreams, and I'm just gonna be honest. From all the people that I talk to, their wife like, you're doing that music stuff. Hey, why don't you just, we got to really live. That's not, for her to support what you're doing and to come and to risk it and say that says that she believed in you. It wasn't about it's not about the music, it's I believe in you. And I
Right.
believe that you're gonna guide me in the right direction. So to tell this story on how you and as soon as you got a little something, you said, now I'm finna share this with you,
Yes.
bruh,
Yes.
bruh.
Yes.
That says something about you now. I'm following you,
Yeah.
bro. I'm following you. I
Okay.
just gotta break it down for the audience though.
No, no, no. I'm loving it, and I'm not gonna string the story out, but I definitely want to make sure I get all the sequences of events
Yeah,
in order.
yeah.
So start doing this for Polo. He ended up going to LA, like to kind of move and whatever. He was on Interscope. So he calls me one day. I had never been anywhere like that. He's like, yo, can you come to LA? I'm like, bet. That one trip to LA started to me coming to LA constantly. I'm going to LA like twice a month at this point. He's at Interscope. The studio is called No Excuses, right across the street from the Interscope building in Santa Monica.
Mm,
And that studio, it was three major studios, and that's it. It was kind of exclusive. It wasn't, you couldn't just get up in there. Anyway, I'm in there on one of the trips after like my first month or two. We cooking up. There's a lot of people going on. We cooking up, and I told this story. Something funny happened to me on the plane over there. So I'm in the kitchen. I'm talking to Polo and whoever else, and I'm telling this story, this funny story. He's like, "Yo, you got to tell my man this story." I'm like, "Bet." And so he's like, "Oh, here you come now." His man walks into the kitchen. It was Timberland.
oh
So
wow.
I'm like, "Okay, bet." So I meet Tim, whatever, telling the story. Now in this studio, it was three studios, like I said. Tim had one, Polo had one, and Dr. Dre had one. And this is every day. It's not like they changed out and other people were working there. That's all
Right.
that's in there. So
Yeah.
I go to Tim's. Tim comes to the studio we're in. He's listening to new Polo stuff, and just like Polo, yo, what's up with these sounds? Like, where these sounds come from? Where these drums come from?
Right, right, right.
So fast forward, I think it was that night or the next day, Tim calls me. Polo gave me my number. And he's like, yo, I don't know what you're doing for Polo, but can you do the same thing for me?
Wow.
And I'm like, bet. And I'm like, once again, I'll get you some stuff. He's like, no, every month. Like the same with Polo. Like,
Wow.
yeah, like no, like I'm not trying to get the one off. I need this constantly.
Right.
So I end up now my LA trips are twofers because I'm in both rooms now. And
Right.
I'm mixing with Dre's people. Of course, you know how Dr. Dre is. He got so many
Yeah.
people going on. But
Yeah.
I'm mixing with his people too, but mostly it's just me in the Polo and Tim rooms. But saying all that to say, I came into this to meet people to want to collab as a producer. I did not know the value of first of all, I did not know I was sound designing. I was just making stuff for me. I never made stuff for other people. I just had a lot of stuff on hand that I made for myself.
Right.
Didn't know any
Right.
value in that. Didn't know what a sound designer was. I just called myself a sound designer, for lack of a better term. And like I said, this is before it is not how it is now, where people making sample packs and all of that. And that's another thing people gotta remember. I was doing this, and I'll talk about some of the projects I worked on, but prior to giving this to other people. Most people start on the internet or start here and then hope to get into the industry. I was in the industry and converted to the internet.
Right,
So I
right,
did it. I did it
right.
in
The
reverse. You know
backwards,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Because most people, yeah, they have the internet. You know, the internet is so worldwide that people start with the internet, but you started totally the opposite way. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. It came from other producers and artists and people because I'm in all the sessions with everybody, and people are like, "Yo," people that knew kind of knew. I'm kind of a quiet guy, more so than back then. Man,
Yeah.
look, man. Sometimes, man, people thought I sold weed or something in the studio. Because I'm like, because I'm, I'm keeping to myself. I'm in the corner, but
Right. They're
people
like, man,
started
hold up.
noticing.
What's up with this? What's up with this quiet dude over here?
Right. But everybody would have to leave, or certain people can't come in, or certain people aren't privy to certain stuff. But they're like, this dude is always there. No one
Right.
ever asked him to leave. People
Right.
ask his opinion.
So they
And when,
curious.
yeah, so they're like, what's going on? And then some people that know, the biggest acts out there, like, yo, let me get some, can I get some sounds? Can I get a drum, a hi-hat? Like,
Right.
dog, I need all this. And at the time, I'm kind of working it out. I'm green. So I'm like, no, I just said no for years because I was green. I said no. Little did I know I was building up cachet because now not only did people start to know, but it was impossible to get anything out of me. You couldn't get a hi hat from me.
Right. Right.
Um, and people
That's
would
funny.
notice, like,
I don't
go
want to
ahead.
cut you off. That's funny you say that because after a while you start trying to protect your stuff. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
like that's kind of somebody just said that on there. They said, man, similar to ski, similar story to ski. When I was putting my drums out, I introduced the drums because people started saying sound didn't matter. So I was like, well,
Mm,
check these out. I didn't put the drums
word.
out really to give out. I put them out because I think people really need to hear. I don't think people hear what they hear. So let me just let you hear what I got. But these drums were
Right.
for me. I was making all my drums. These are my personal drums that I use for the new Cube record, for whatever I'm working on. They for me. So it
Yeah.
don't matter if it don't matter if you buy them or you don't buy them. They're for me. But it just
Dog.
happened to take off because people started seeing the value in what it is. And so we do have similar stories. So that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
bro. Yeah. But yeah, I did that for years, and I think I ended doing working with them exclusively um probably around like the Magna Carta time or whatever. It was shortly after that. I remember during that time we were in New York at Jungle Studios, that's Alicia Keys Studios, and we were
Oh, okay.
working on
I think I heard, yeah, I think I
Beyonce.
heard that studio. I think, yeah.
Yeah. So we were doing Justin Timberlake's 2020 album, Magna Carta, and Beyonce's album all at the same time, like for
Mm,
months in
wow.
this studio. And I'm just supplying, boom, 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 going around, going around, going around. And it was shortly, I think on the Magna Carta joint, I might have contributed to, I don't know, it might have been 90%. It was like the loop for Picasso, the Adrian Young loop.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
found that I'm first person I know of to discover come across Adrian Young and start sampling Adrian Young.
Wow.
But Picasso, Tom Ford, I did all the sounds and all the loops and stuff.
Dang.
Picasso, Tom Ford versus On the Run with Beyonce, um, Heaven. I don't know, a lot of songs on there.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
on
crazy.
2020,
Now, as much
the
as I
Justin.
talk to you, I didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you're learning. You're learning a lot today too.
I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I knew you had your feet super in the water, but I didn't even know that.
yeah. And on these songs, it would be if it's a sample, I found a sample. If it was drums, 9 times out of 10, I made the actual drums, like the hi hats, the kicks, the snares, like the whole the whole nine. And like even with the Justin album, it was a 2020 album, and I don't know, that girl, tunnel vision, before I walk away, just everything. Everything had a little bit of me on
Woo!
there, and it was some stuff with the Beyonce album too.
That's big.
But and us. That's just like one glimpse of a couple of months of what my life was like for years. But nobody knew because I would just come home. I'm just chilling with my wife. Like I'm not out. I'm not telling people what I do.
Right.
None of that stuff. No one knows who I am. So it wasn't until shortly after that I was like, man, I feel like, and it's not to cut nobody down. I was like, I'm doing a lot, but
Right.
like I said, nobody really knows who I am. Then I start thinking about all the people like, yo, man, can I get a drum or just a hi hat, just a whatever? And I'm like, well, what if I took the same quality and just not mass distributed it, but somebody I knew had a dream and they wanted to do a website and build their business. I'm like, look, you my man, I'll work on this with you. Because I came to the subtle realization I'm very good at computers and tech, and I sit in front of a computer all day and I'm not utilizing the internet. So I'm like, you do whatever you're gonna do, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and we're gonna be accountability partners. He never started, but I built a website. It's a horrible, horrible website. And I made my first sample pack. It's before sample packs was really like a thing. It might have been like a handful of people, if that, doing sample packs.
Right. Right. Right.
And I was no, it was so early, wasn't no ads or Facebook. I was selling it in the DMs. I would go to
That's
people's DM
crazy.
and be like, yo, I'm the sound designer for Timberland. I did all these things, 50 Cent, and I'm just listing off Barry J. Block, all these people.
Wow.
And some people are like, yeah, right. And other
Right.
people are
Yeah, it's
like,
hard to believe.
yeah,
That would be hard to believe, being the fact that it's like, well, why are you soliciting me? If you know what I'm saying,
right.
like that's a cold game, because even if you did it, a person was like, well, you don't have to solicit me if you've done all that thing. That's what they were thinking, not knowing. No, I'm just trying to expand myself. You know.
I got a vision. I got
Right.
I got a vision, and I don't care what you think of me. As a
Right.
matter of fact, if you shun me, I can't fault you. It looks weird, but
Right.
1,000,000% that's your loss. Because I'm
Right.
the genuine article here.
By
It just
far.
don't present itself like that every day. So people started kind of noticing, and that's how I got into the sample pack game. I started the soundoracle.net thing. My name wasn't even Sound Oracle at the time.
What was it?
It I used to produce under the name Anomaly,
Anomaly.
way because I used to rap under that name from like eighth grade
Oh, so
up.
you was rapping too?
I started out rapping
Wow.
until I heard Mecca and the Soul Brother, and that's when my mind started shifting to I want to make beats. And I had a big record collection at the time. Let me tell you a ill story. I had a big record collection at the time. Mecca and the Soul Brother kind of started changing me, but it wasn't until like '95 Illmatic came out, and I had the New York State of Mind sample. It was a Joe Chambers record, and like no, it was just a odd record to have, but it's one of them indicators like I really am kind of on to something here because I used to buy records. So the crew that I used to rap with, a lot of them made beats on the ASR, and I would just pick my own samples. So that's why I started buying records.
Somebody just said, I remember seeing Sound Orca in a Scratch magazine when he was known as Anomaly.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
this
ice
is
cold beverage, man. What's up with you, ice
oh,
cold?
Ice Cold Bears. What up, man? I know what that
Yeah,
is. I
yeah,
remember it from the pod.
yep,
But
yep.
so yeah, that's. But anyway, that's how that's kind of how I started. So I was soliciting through the DMs with the sample packs, and the name Sound Oracle. I was at East West Studios one day in a session with Polo, and I was in the main office with like the owner of the studio or something like that. And he's like, "Oh, you're that guy that does all the stuff for like Timberland and Polo and stuff." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He's like, "Oh, you're kind of like the Oracle. You kind of like an Oracle, like a sound Oracle." And I
Wow.
was like, "Now." I was like, "Oh, good one." Didn't think nothing of it, bro. This was years. So years and years and years and years went by. Maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years. I wanted to get on Instagram and the handle Anomaly was taken. And the only thing that popped into my mind was Sound Oracle.
So it's
It was
spun
an
back
Instagram
around.
handle.
It's spun.
Yes.
It 360 came back around because you're like, damn, that's taken. And then you thought about that, like, hey, it just came back.
Yep.
Ain't that's how God work, man. That's God. That's
Yeah.
God's plan, bro.
So I
Because
didn't think
I'm not
about
gonna
that
lie,
for years.
I know you, and Sound Oracle just sounds so dope. It just rings a bell, like, you know what I mean? And plus we got it, we got, well, it's used to call the Oakland Coliseum, but now it's called the Orca Arena. Orca.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? So when
right.
I hear that, it makes me think of that arena. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So
Another
it
thing
has a
too,
ring.
it put an immense sense of um not pressure, but like responsibility to live up to a name on me. So I'm
Right.
like, I'm not going to slack nor slip. You can't go around being called Sound Oracle and you mid with it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna rock that name, you got to once
No.
again be the genuine article. You did
Listen, if you have a name like the Almighty EA Ski, well, what's so
talk about it.
almighty about you? Because now people want to know. What's so
Yes.
almighty about you, bro?
Mm,
That ain't almighty enough. I'm coming out with drums that's lacking. That's not almighty, man. That
nope.
ain't it. Like when you when you put yourself and you challenge yourself like that, you got to step up. You have
Yes.
to step up. It's just no, and this is the reason why you do what you do and what you've been doing and what you're doing to this day, because you understand. I've made a name that I have to live behind that name. I can't run now.
That's right.
I
That's
cannot
right.
run now. I can't run now. I'm in it. You know what I mean?
There, there you go. Because it's not just a name.
Right,
When you really embody it, it becomes a description.
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
It becomes the answer to who are you in terms of
right,
this, in terms of your career. This who are you? The
right,
Almighty EA. Well, all right, that's saying a lot. That's
right.
saying a whole lot.
That's
So,
right.
but yeah, that's how that name came along. That's then I got soundoracle.net, which was a horrible like blog thing. It wasn't even like a real website. I figured out how to put up the commerce up there because it wasn't tutorials on a whole bunch of this stuff. And the thing was just having the vision and just wanting to see it through. Like I feel like this could be something. It could just be something. And it was a way for me to claim my own identity and have more control over my destiny and over my life. It's already proven that I could do it with and for the best of the best to ever do it. But why am I shortchanging myself? You know,
Right,
not saying it's a waste of time rocking with them.
right,
I cut
right,
my teeth in that game. But you know, like don't you got to do for yourself. You got to
right.
start taking control of. You know, you got to start taking
No,
control of yourself.
no, bro.
So
That's all
that's how I
facts.
got here.
That's
Yeah,
that's all facts, bro. That's that's
yeah,
that's
bro.
I mean, bro, like what you saying, man, is just a mirror of what I try to tell people, man. I mean, everything you said is so inspiring, man. And I really hope that everybody that's in here, man, there's a lot of people in here that's really getting it that, in order to be in here, you have to gamble on yourself. Nobody is going to
Yes,
gamble on you. We think that, oh, I'm gonna play my music, somebody gonna put me on. You have to put yourself on. You have to
yes,
believe that you have something to offer, and it might take a second, but like you said, you was consistent. You there every day. You there every day. You there every day. And people like, man, this dude like people love consistency. They love
yes,
that because that just
yes,
shows your character. Because most people they just collapse. They just collapse and they get frustrated. Oh, nobody's checking for me, man. You gotta stay consistent, man. And I mean, your
yes.
story is crazy, bro. That's a crazy story, man. But I love it, man. And I hope a lot of people are getting something from it. And I could go on
Thank
and
you, bro.
on about how I feel about you because I don't think a lot of people know, our relationship and how we've been chopping it up for years, man. Is so much just
Yes,
deeper than just this interview. But I needed people to really understand that you are a prime example of I'm gonna get it done. I believe in myself, and you invested in yourself. And like
yes,
somebody just said, Lyndall Johnson, you have to invest in yourself. You totally have to invest in yourself because you can't expect people. I mean, it's a blessing if somebody see what you got and say, "Hey, man, I want to do something with you," but you're gonna have to put something on the line so they can see you somewhat invested. You don't
yes,
have
indeed.
to
Yes, indeed. You got to do more for yourself than other people are willing to do for you, and that's what makes them do for you on a real level.
on
when
a
they
real
when they
level.
when they when they see it. And it's parts of the story. It wasn't all ups because I'm telling
Of
about a whole
course
being
not.
around these people. It's not all ups. Even the parts of the story I told aren't really ups because I lost a chance to develop myself within that. But you live and you learn, and that's part of
Right,
what made me, the man I am today. I mean, prior to that, it was nowhere to stay type deal. This is prior to Atlanta. I didn't even get into all that, my New York
right.
trips and all that. But
Yeah, because we could go on and really, really get in depth, in depth, in depth. But I want to get to the
yeah,
nitty gritty, though. I want to get to the
yeah.
nitty. Well, it's two nitty gritties I want to get to. You know what I'm saying? But I
Okay,
wanted y'all to
okay.
get a history lesson on where my guy come from and what he's done and how he shaped and molded the culture. And a lot of people wouldn't even know if it wasn't for the fact that this man has stayed humble and he's played his position. And there's people that do know. But I'm the type of person I want to give flowers. Like I'm not here.
Mm,
Like if other people don't want to say it, I'm saying it, and I'm gonna say it loud. Like
mm.
I'm proud of you, bro. I'm super proud of you. And what we're about to talk about, I'm even more prouder than you on both levels. So the
Yes,
first one
sir.
I'm gonna go to is the most important to lead to the second one. Is you
All
having
right.
a 2 week-year-old son? That's crazy, man. Salute to my brother, man. I want to say this before we talk about that. As I just
Hmm.
told people yesterday, your kids is one of the most important things you can have in the world. And that is your blessing in life. Please pay attention to your kids, man. Raise your kids and stay focused, man. This man has a beautiful 2 week-year-old son, man. Let's talk about that for a second, man.
Man, bro, a love like no other. Some if you have kids, you know. If you don't have kids, you hear people say it all the time. But like life changed for me, and I wasn't big on like having kids in life. I'll keep it funky with you, and you know you go through life, you get more experience, and things start. You see what's important. You know you see that you can only go so far, and then you have to start embracing other aspects of life, and certain things won't give you fulfillment. When you're younger, you want things, and you grow to realize these things are very superficial, and the things that really matter, that's what you really got to get to. So saying all that to say, my little man is here now. I'm pumped, bro. I was telling you earlier, I feel like a billion bucks, not a
That's
million
so
bucks,
dope.
dog, a billion bucks.
That's so dope, man. That's dope.
Yes,
You know what's dope is just I know that you pump just from seeing it, just from watching your posts. I said, this
yes.
man is excited. This is excited. This ain't some people depressed. Oh man, I gotta spend some money on the kid, and like you are going into it like it's on. It's
Oh yeah.
on, man.
Oh
It's
yes.
on.
Oh man, I am here to educate. I am here to guide. I'm here to let him be him, figure it out. But you need some guardrails in life. It's all about that. And fortunately, I was raised by smart people. My mom, avid reader. My house looked like a library before. My house just looked like a library. So reading, education. My mother was the first person I ever seen program a computer
Wow.
when I was a kid, before computers even mattered, before people even had. I don't. We didn't have money. I don't even know how she got the computer, but she programmed it and did a business.
Wow.
In turn, so intelligence and people that know me, I'm big on intelligence and I'm big on innovation. Like just that type of stuff just really gets me going. So I just hope to be that much of an inspiration to my son. You know what I mean? Just to instill those things in him. And I kind of just got it by osmosis. And I'll tell a very important part of the story too. And my pops, super witty, very, very smart, very intelligent guy. Unfortunately, I lost both of my parents as a teenager.
Oh
So my
wow.
mom died when I was 16. My father died when I was 17.
Oh
So I
man.
so yeah, I've and right after that, I went to school early, so I went to college after my pops passed, and they weren't even together. But saying
Wow.
all that to say, I've been on my own since about a week before I turned 18 years old. So this whole thing throughout life, I had my grandparents, I had my aunt, loved them, but I kind of figured this whole thing out on my own. And believe me, I made every mistake there is to make
Wow.
as a young man in college, as a young man in college who wants to be in music, going to cities he ain't got no business being in, doing things he ain't got no business doing to try to make it.
Wow.
Figured it all, just navigated the whole thing just kind of alone, just figuring it out. You know what I mean?
That's
So it wasn't
that's
until I got with
that's
my wife until I had like a counterpart to kind of have a direction, you know?
bro. That's I mean, I don't even know. I'm speechless, bro. I mean, back to back losses like that. You're not even really a young man yet. I mean, people think turning 17, 18 is young man. You still, we still wet behind our
Oh,
ears. We think we know. We think we know.
oh yeah.
They tell us the law says, oh, you're a man at 18. You really not. You still learning.
Nah,
You're still trying to go through. Man, I made the stupidest move. I thought I was somebody at 19 wind up getting married. My mom told me, she was like, please don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. You're not ready. You're not ready. I'm like, I'm
Thought you
gonna
was
do it.
ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. And then now I was divorced the next year. I said, oh man, oh man. Bro, bro,
Oh,
I can't even make
hey.
this up, bro. So, what you're telling me, man, is that, all of the things that you've been through and that type of anniversary, and see, this is how God is still working and rocking with you, even though you lost two of the best people in your life because these are your
Hmm.
parents. You still
Yeah,
was able to use that strength to go and do what you love and found a way still with all that adversity. Because one thing that I know, when you go through stuff like that, you're either going to crumble or you're going to be super successful, and you've showed the latter. You know what I'm saying?
good.
You've taken the ladder to being successful, and what you've done for the culture and what you're still doing for the culture, and now what you're going to be able to do for your wife and your kid, now your newborn, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a blessing. And now, along with that blessing, let's just talk about the coup de grace this week, man. Let's just talk about that, man. Tell them
Let's
what you just
go,
did, man. Tell them what you just did, bro.
man. So I became the first sound designer to have not only one but two signature sound collections be featured in a major Ableton release. Ableton Live 12 came out yesterday,
Wow.
but behind the scenes, I have been working, and we can talk about why in a minute. But now my sonic DNA is baked into the Ableton software forever. In the sounds that come with Ableton, it's not no pack that you go get. It's not you got to get it from me. No, no. When you get Ableton in there, bro, 46 drum racks made by me right into the software, immortalized forever. Now it sounds like a great thing, but it's an even greater thing than it sounds
Wow.
because as you know, as my brother, I'm a avid Ableton user. I love
Yes.
Ableton. I do
Look,
everything but
you've
cook
told
in
me stuff
Ableton.
about Ableton, because I'm not an Ableton guy. And after I
Right.
finished talking to you, I'm like, damn, really? Really? Are you
Yes.
serious, bro? Now you got me all in Ableton just because of you. Because of you, bro. You and Lord Finesse.
Yeah. Oh, shout out.
Shout out to my brother Lord
Not
Finesse.
not gonna go into the story. Finesse probably don't remember this. When I was in college, freshman year, I used to go to New York with my man Junior. My man uncle knew Lord Finesse, and Lord Finesse used to let me come to his apartment on Sundays when I was in New York and watch him make beats. He would pick me up.
I remember you telling me that.
We would go to breakfast at this diner. I remember he had the Lex GS, and I used to just sit in his apartment and watch him make beats for a couple hours. Quiet as hell. I'm not really saying much of nothing, but I just remember all the time being like, yo, I can't believe I'm sitting in Lord Finesse apartment watching this man make beats. Like this is
Wow.
amazing. So, but
Wow.
anyway, um, yeah. Now with the Ableton thing though, I I have a long history with the company. I started as a consumer, and I loved it so much that I started doing things with Ableton, and people started seeing it as I would just meet more people, and people would see how I used it, and it started to spread to the point where I don't know people that follow me 2 years ago. You'll see a picture at my crib. The founder or one of the co-founders of Ableton and the guy who invented Push, just in my basement,
Wow.
kicking it. They came to just talk to me about Ableton, like and keep
Hold up.
the co-founder.
Hold
He
up.
lives in Germany.
Now, yeah, I'm not gonna let you go over my head, bro. You're gonna stop right there. You're gonna stop right there. They came to you. They came to you. Are you serious right now?
Dog, dead serious. And like I said, the co-founder, he lives in Germany. Might have had something else to do in Atlanta at the time. And the guy who created Push, shout out to my dude Jesse, he lives in Philly. And they, lo and behold, both at my crib, and we chopping it up. Like, but now go back a little further than that. I've also been able to flew me out to Loop, the big conference that they used to have in Berlin. So the thing is, I've made acquaintances and I knew people in the company one by one just from other people telling them about me. The first person I met was Houston Singletary. my man Tech Beats was doing demos at Guitar Center for Ableton, and I kind of shout out to Tech. He's an Ableton guru now, but I put him onto a lot of stuff when he was new to Ableton, and he just, some people just take it and they kind of run with it. And next thing you know, they crazy with it too.
No,
And he
man. I
told
mean,
people,
bro, when one thing, I mean, I think we can say this on the same page is that once you get locked into something and it opens up that fire, that muscle, it's over.
yeah,
It's like I don't see nothing but all kinds of opportunities to take this to the next level. Like
yeah,
that happens. That happens. I know
yeah.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, but I'm at Houston. I started meeting Cole, who's head of artist relations, and this person and that person. And I'm in Berlin a couple times. I meet the engineers in Berlin. So people knew me out there. But the thing is, everyone respects how much I know Ableton and the things that I do in Ableton because I wake up and be like, yo, it'd be cool if you could such and such, or wouldn't it be dope if you could do this? And I would figure out ways to do all of that in Ableton. I built this AI thing in Ableton in like 2015. It's way before AI was popping. I'll
Wow.
shoot you a clip of it where it talks to you. You talk to the computer, it talks back to you, and it does whatever you say. It tells you what it's doing, and it just automatically, you don't have to touch it. It just did it. And I did that in 2014 with
Wow.
Ableton. So that's
That's
how
crazy.
deep I was into Ableton. But anyway, so Ableton respected the way that I Ableton, if that makes sense.
That makes
You know what I
total
mean?
sense. I mean, bro, listen. This is no different than what I was trying to do with Akai. It's like, look, I'm an Akai dude. I come from Akai. I just want
Yes.
them to step up to know the flagship converters. And I'm just speaking for the stuff that we need as professionals because, we
Yes.
are professionals. So, what you're doing is the same thing that I'm doing. I'm trying to change the narrative to get us to where there's so much opportunities to go to a whole nother level of what we're doing. And if we're using this product, why shouldn't we have the voice to speak on it?
Dope. Exactly. And that's gonna get me into the reason why this whole Ableton thing came about. Hold on, let me plug my phone in real quick so my phone
No,
don't
it's
die.
all
Hold on one
good. No
second.
worries.
One second. One
Man,
second.
thank y'all for
One
the
second.
super chats, man. Ski, this platform is amazing. I can't say it enough. I appreciate you all more than you know. Man, thank you, Rainmaker. I appreciate you, man. I just want to bring y'all great people, man. This man right here is a legend, man. Like, I don't really think y'all understand. I know we bring, the premieres and we had the Pete Rocks and the ones, but there's some cats like Sound Orca that you've heard the name, but you got to see the face and you got to hear the story. And when you hear the story, you understand that a lot of y'all and a lot of us are like a Sound Orca. We might be behind the scenes right now, but we're making noise and we're making things happen. You don't always have to be in the forefront. Sometimes,
Right.
when you're in the back, your blessings can come. You just got to know how to play what lane you in. And he's been playing those lanes and roles for a long time. And now he's starting to get to the front. That's how it
Yeah.
works. Sometimes you got to play the back for a while and then you start coming to the front. And I just love seeing my brother come to the front because I know the history of what this man has done for the culture. So I hope that y'all are inspired to know that this man is working, and this is amazing what he's saying on how he's shifting things and how he's able to talk to a company that's listening, that's saying, "Hey, Sound, what do you
Yes.
think?" Like they want to listen. This is what I'm saying.
Yes.
We got to have people that want to listen to what we're saying. Don't reject what we're saying. If I'm a buyer and I use this and I'm a fan of this product and I say something to you, I'm not saying it to disregard the product. I'm saying, "Hey, man, listen," so we can make a better producer community. And this is what this man is doing right now. So this is a special moment, y'all. So you gotta applaud this situation. This is not a game. This is serious right here. So I didn't mean to cut
Yes.
you off, but they need to understand this is serious what you're doing.
Dog. You are absolutely right. Now, I want to tell the people how this particular thing with me having my stuff come in live 12 and be part of the actual Ableton software, how it came about. And you actually have a lot to do with this. So I'm going to hijack your interview for a hot second.
All
Y'all
good.
don't know, for years, me and Ski talk a lot. The first conversation that we've never had a conversation that was under like an hour. Most
Right.
conversations are like two and a
Right.
half, 3 hours. From our
Right.
very first conversation, bro. And the conversations are vast. They're not surface level conversation. Not from there's no small talk. I mean, everything from life to dreams to just whatever, right? Real
Right.
deep, the deep, deep stuff.
Right.
So one day, this was last October. One day, me and your good pal EA Ski are on the phone, and I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but it started with it got me on a rant of changing things from the inside, and we were both talking about how you it was kind of at the height of the whole Akai thing. So somehow we're talking and we're talking about changing things from the inside. This was also a time you might not remember. You were every day we would talk because we were talking every day. And we'd
Yep.
be like, "Yo, we need more people like you. We need more people like you." Basically, like you a little too quiet. You a little piped
Right.
down,
Right. Right.
and we need people like you. So I got to thinking, and then one night after we got off the phone with that conversation, the next day, I somehow ended up. I talked to Jesse, the guy who invented Push. I was talking to Jesse, and I just pitched him. I just dumped my mind out with this long pitch to him about Ableton. It's a huge. First of all, you got to understand this is a huge international company based in Germany.
Shout out to
It's
Milo Beat, by the way, too. Shout out to my
oh
brother
yeah,
Milo Beats. He's
oh
he
man,
out there, man. He's out there working. Shout out to you, Milo, man. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it, brother. Thank
yeah.
you.
I love your videos too, by the way. But so this is a huge company, and people make all types of stuff in Ableton, ambient music and dance and EDM and blah 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 blah, all this type of stuff, and people know that. One of the gripes was the hip hop stuff, and I can't fault them. They're pleasing a lot of people. So what I'm pitching to Jesse is there's a audience, there's a void here. The hip hop audience and the people that make hip hop, boom bap, trap, lo-fi, all of that in Ableton, it's a huge, huge audience. And not that you're not paying attention to them, but I feel like they may be getting a bit overlooked and lost in the sauce, and there is not proper representation for them. Once again, not out of malice, but just maybe out of sheer oversight or things being like they are. So I'm like, listen, I got the solution. You know what I mean? These drums, these sounds, y'all know who I am. I want to do something to make sure that it's all for the love of hip hop. I
Mhm.
come from crate digging culture. I love nothing more than sampling and chopping up. That's it for me. You may have seen me Justin Timberlake and all this other stuff, but I'm a crate digger, boom bap person at heart. All my techniques are boom bap techniques. So
Mhm.
anyway, I'm talking to Jesse, laying out this whole thing, and he's with it. I mean, Jesse loves hip hop. So he's really with it. Next thing I know, he threw me on the intro thing to the team. Hey guys, this is Black. Everybody call me Black. This is Black. Great pitch he gave me. You all just need to rock with him and listen. And I didn't know that they were working on 12 at the time either.
Mhm.
Just happened to happen. Come to find out, everybody in the thread from the company, um, they're in Berlin or the UK. I think everybody's in Berlin. I've met all these people before. Didn't even realize it just from
Wow.
being in Berlin and just making my way through the company and talking to
Right.
people here. I
Right.
know pretty much everybody in the thread. They're like, "Oh yeah, we went to dinner in Berlin." I'm like,
No,
"Oh,
that's crazy.
bet."
But you didn't know them by the names on the chat, but you knew that you knew them from being. I get it. I get it.
You have to network and you have
Right.
to be a person. Don't just be the best representative or the best representation of yourself when the obvious opportunity is in front of you. You don't know
Facts.
who is who. I
Facts.
treat everybody the same. I treat everybody like they could change my life and I could change theirs if they needed me to.
And I just said this on another live, and you're just confirming everything that I've been saying. It's like we have to get out there and we have to see these people, man. I mean, just being on the internet ain't gonna cut it, man. You know, the internet's cool. It's cool, but we got to see people. See, people seeing you have allowed them to really become personal with you because you're a real human being. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You're not just an emoji now. You're not just a, you know what I'm saying, a person in the clouds. You know what I mean? They send you like,
Talk
hey man,
about
this they and they studying you. And they're studying you. They're looking at you like, hey man, they're watching your demeanor. They listening to
it.
everything you say. They're seeing it in real time. That's what
Yes.
makes people want to do stuff with you. This is why, and shout out to Mr. Hilby, everybody that know Tom Hilby and the boho Mike that I've been talking about. That's how we connected in real time and we built this relationship. Andy Mack, shout out to you, Andy Mack. We seen each other FaceTime and face to face, and it was like, man, you know what? It's love. We gotta build relationships, y'all. Just being on the internet is cool, but some of y'all, if you want to fulfill some of your things, you got to go out there and you got to realize, watch what you say, is you never know who's who.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh yeah.
don't know.
No, you don't know. And even the people I didn't know or remember from Berlin or met, that no, I've heard about you. I heard the co-founder talking about you. I heard Jesse talking about you. I heard Houston talking about you. I've seen the things that you do. I checked out your website, the Ableton racks and things that you got on your website. I bought them. Love from the tech support team in Hawaii from Ableton. Love from Dubai, such and such. This is a global country, so it's
Right,
people, Switzerland and
right.
Poland. There's people
For
from everywhere.
sure.
But
For
I heard
sure.
about you. I heard about you on the internal side. So as it's going along, and that helped too. Cole, the artist relation, Cole in town in Atlanta. Let's go to breakfast. Let me tell you about this thing I pitched to Jesse a couple weeks ago. Oh yeah, I heard about it. What can I do to help?
Mm,
So, and Ableton was a very receptive company. It's not like I had to go in and do a whole bunch of kicking and screaming. They're like, they wanted to do better in
yeah.
this. And shout out to them. Shout out to all of them. They're like, bet. Well, what is it gonna take? Boom. Let's go. This is what it is.
That's
And
so
here, check this
that's
out. Look at these.
that is so dope, man. I mean, I'm smiling because that's so dope. Because you don't really get that often with these companies, man. Whether it's software
No.
or hardware companies, you know, it's just a very uh narcissist attitude towards where their mind is at about where they want to be with stuff. And for
Oh yeah.
you to have that type of respect and listen, it says a lot about Ableton. It says a lot
Yeah.
about them. It says a lot that you're pushing stuff and trying to get them into, just, they do the music they do, but you're trying to get them into some of the music that we do. You know what I'm saying? And kind of
Yes.
push those things. And you need to have a spokesperson for that as well.
Yes. Yes. And a lot of the people, you look at the company as a monolith, as if it was one person. A lot of people in the company love hip hop. They come
Yes.
from hip hop or whatever, but the company being as big as it is, it's what it is. One thing I will point out though, that is very important when doing something like this and undertaking something like this, it takes a few things. First of all, this is not a company that you could just send them an email like, yo, I make sounds, check out my sounds, let me be a part of the thing. It's not going to happen like that.
Right. Right.
You got to build up cachet. You got to be known for doing certain things. And above all, people see my passion, they see my dedication, they see my know-how, they see my innovation. But you have to have tact. You have to know how to speak to these people.
Right.
I I am the audience. I am the hip hop consumer of that side. I am the creator that knows what needs to go in the void on that side. I am the tech person that can talk to the whole tech team on that side in their language to put
Right.
together these racks because this is not rinky dink stuff. It's very complex stuff that's going on.
Right.
Also, I am the person that can talk when it's time to do the deal and present your vision and all that stuff. I know how to speak that language too.
Right.
Even though my primitive nature, boom bap producer, crate digger. But you got to have all these sides. You have to have charisma. You have to have intelligence. You have to be confident. It's just a lot that you got to have. And I see now a lot of people, and it's not everybody, things have become easy. A lot of it's, hey man, what's up? My name, producer such and such beats. Check out my sounds. And they spam 8,000 people
Right.
and then wonder why it's not getting done.
Right.
Like, you
Right.
gotta, you have to represent and you have to meet people at their level. The thing is, I feel like in those instances, I can meet anyone at their level without compromising anything about myself.
Right.
And that's the key to how
Well,
to present this to get it going.
I think one of the biggest things you said is that, first of all, you have created a lane for yourself, and there's people that can vouch for what you've done and what you've done with that brand too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People talk, man. People know. People know who's the truth. And and they're gonna ask, because one thing about a lot of these companies, they ask to see who's what and who do what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you having that
Yeah.
history of knowing that brand, like I know if I need to know something about Ableton, I'm calling Sound Orchestra. It's just that
Yes.
simple. It's that
Yeah.
simple. And it's the same thing when people ask me about hardware. Like, man, like shout out to my brother Jay Ham. Ski, man, what'd you think about these five? He hit me about the 500 series, or he hit me about the MPC, or
I've hit
people
you
hit,
about that type of
yeah,
stuff.
you hit me
Yeah.
about that type of stuff, because we all have something that we're great at. You know what I mean? So, but this
Hmm.
is the key. Are you great at it? Are you
Yes.
great
You
at it,
have to be.
or you're just a massive jack of all trades and a master of nothing? You know, because people do a lot of stuff, but they really haven't mastered their thing. I've mastered what I do. I might not know everything, but the stuff that I do, it's gonna be hard for you to touch me. Gonna be
Come on.
very, very
Talk
hard for you
about
to
it.
touch me.
Talk about it. Yes.
You
That's
know,
it's the pursuit of excellence. You
that's
have
right.
to have a pursuit of excellence and a passion.
Facts,
Something that if
facts.
nothing were to come out of this for you, you would still be doing it anyway.
You
And
will
not
still
just
be a.
doing it.
You will still. So I mean to cut you off. You will still be a
No, good.
commodity. When I left the industry from Warner Brothers, Priority, Sony, all of these major companies, people are like, oh, you can't do it without the major companies. Why can't I?
Yeah,
I am
what?
I am the company. See, we don't even realize that we are the company. We just want the money, and then we wind up exploiting ourselves, going to these companies, not realizing I'm the commodity. I just have to
Yeah.
believe I'm the commodity, and I have to work a little bit harder because I don't have the finances to do it. Look at what you said. I came with nothing, but you are a commodity,
Nothing.
though. You had something to offer the game, though. And that's
Yes.
where
Yes,
people
indeed.
get it twisted. They go into it, oh man, well, you should do this for me because, man, look at what I'm doing. Nobody cares about what you doing, bro.
Not at all. Not at
Nobody
all.
cares about that, man. You're going to have to do it, man. You're going to have to do
Not
it.
at
You're going to
all.
have to put in the work, and the people will start saying, hey, man, I see what you're doing, bro. Like you said, you came there, they started seeing what you were doing. And you're like, hey,
Yeah.
hey, and now you're building and you're building and you're building, and now look what happened. Look how your story from coming from Baltimore with nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yep.
that's crazy.
Exactly, bro.
That's crazy.
Exactly. You got to be real with yourself too. Don't just get high on your own supply and say it's the best because it's yours.
Right.
You have to be real. If you want to demand respect in an area, you got to put in the 10,000 hours. You got to be ultra passionate about what you're doing. And I keep saying that you have to have a pursuit of excellence. Also, you have to know what sets you apart from other people. Just what sets you apart from other people.
Right.
That's it. Because we come from a time, and we talked about this a lot, see,
Yeah.
where we come from a time or era where you had to be different. If you were anything like anybody else, it was a problem.
I mean,
It
dude,
was a
that was
huge
considered. I
problem.
mean, I know I'm dating myself, but that was considered a biter. You were just
Yeah,
biting somebody else's thing. That was blasphemous to be like somebody and not have your own lane and not have your own thing that you did, that people would have to search you for that. You were just like everybody else.
right.
You're
And there
absolutely
was
right.
no value in that. You were
No.
shunned and ridiculed for that. Now,
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, it's par for the course to do that. It's a safe bet and it's the way to go. But I will tell you, if you look at anybody that has longevity, anybody that you call a great or a goat, chances are they came into it doing something that nobody else was doing, and that's why they became that goat, and that's why they still have the longevity to this day.
Facts. By far. By
That's
far.
the thing. So it's
By
easy
far.
to copy, it's easy to follow a blueprint. Hey, we all follow blueprints, but you got to carve your own lane. You have to do your own thing, and you have to innovate in some way. That's why about my tagline for my company, just be different, be dope. That's the thing. Set yourself
Be
apart and be
different, be
damn good
dope.
at it.
That's the
It's
tagline
it's
right there. Be
it's,
different.
it's on the shirt.
Hold up. We're gonna say this again because I want this to resonate with the people. Be different, be dope.
That's
All right,
it.
let's think about this for a second. So when you said that and you came up with that tagline, what I know why you said it, but I want you to just to break it down. What what's so important about that tagline?
bro, because when it comes to especially this industry, this career, this thing that we're in as creatives, that is the formula. For me, it's a simple two-step formula. Be different. That makes you identifiable. You stand out. Someone hears such and such, I know who that is. You have an identity. You have to be different. They're not going to be like, oh, I thought that was such and such. Or I thought that was this person. No, no, no. You have to be different. Have your own thing. Now, that's cool, but without the second part, it could go wrong because some people are left just for the sake of being left. You get so weird and different. Like that's cool, but now you're just weird. No, no, no. You do something different,
Right,
but you
right,
be damn good at it. I
right.
always I always equate it to let's say sushi. I may not like sushi, but I can recognize when someone is the best sushi chef in the world. Oh, yo, that's not even my thing, but
That's
damn, he is good at it.
that's facts.
That's the
That
be
is a
dope part.
great. That is a great statement. That is very dope. You said that. We might not like something, but we damn sure know you're the best at that shit.
Yep,
I don't mess with that, but I know that you will murder anybody with that.
exactly,
That is factual. That is factual.
bro.
That is
So
factual.
it's a tagline. It looks like a tagline, fam. It's really just a set of instructions.
Let me see. Coheed Studio, thank you for super chat. While waiting for the meeting with Polo, was it hard not to want to leave because of how long you had to sit there?
Uh, yes and no, because I knew it would have felt even more weird for me to go home and potentially have missed out on the opportunity, or potentially have to just turn around, get a phone call, and turn around and drive all the way back downtown. And by the way, what else did I have to do? If I'm gonna spend all them hours going to all them studios every day at the exact same time every day, you're gonna do all that and then get up here. You gonna tap out because you waiting a few hours? Man, I'd have waited out there till the damn sun came up.
I'd have waited. And I'd have been waiting until somebody kicked me out of there.
That's a fact.
I mean,
That
because
is a
the
fact.
reality is this: you're gonna have to send me home because I didn't
Yes,
come. I didn't come here to play. You're gonna have to tell me, hey man, this just ain't gonna happen. But I'm gonna have to have some report. If you told me to sit there, I'm gonna sit there until somebody tell me, hey man, this ain't gonna happen today or something. You gonna have to tell me something because I'm not just leaving on my own.
they changed shifts at the front desk in the midst of my waiting. The first person that was at the front desk, I couldn't come in. I was in my car, parked outside. It's raining, hard as hell. I just keep going back every 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Hey, I'm still out here. Hey, I'm
Right,
still out here. And
right,
then they switched. I'm like, damn, it's a new person at the front desk. I gotta reacquaint myself now.
right,
Hey, I'm still out here. And that person let me come into the lobby. Still 2 hours of waiting in the lobby. Hey, let me just kick it with you. What's your name?
right,
I'm not going nowhere. Are you crazy? I got
right,
first of all, I got
right,
somebody depending on me.
right,
Somebody
right,
turned their whole life upside down to
right,
bank on me being because I'm good at music. Are you
right,
kidding me? Oh yeah, no,
right.
I got tired of waiting. I came home. Sorry, babe.
What?
Man, get out
Yeah,
of here.
real talk,
Yeah,
real talk, man.
yeah.
I just know this, man. I know that this is really big for the culture, man. I know you've been wanting this for a while. I'm super excited for you, man. And I know you're about to shift shape a lot of stuff. Being that, now this is a big opportunity. I don't think people really know how big this is, but it is very big. And I damn sure did not want to have you not be on here and not enjoy this while this is hot. Because,
No,
time will
yes.
go on and the president might blow a building up and we were like, okay, so we just took away from the things that's going, like you know how world go. The
Yes.
world just, people get distracted super quick and they don't stick to where we at. I can't control the world, but I know what we got going on. We can shape it, and we should be focusing on what's positive and what's creatively for the producers and what you're trying to do and what I'm trying to do. You know,
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you so much for number one. You're the first person to jump on this topic. It's about 24 hours old with live coming out, and you're like, no, we got to do this today. And
we
what I
have to.
wanted to get across and thanks to you, is that you're sitting here talking to your community. And I watch you do this. Sometimes I'm in here myself, and it's a great community. And this whole thing, the reason why I did any of this was community driven. That was my pitch to Ableton. There's a whole community of people that need this, that love this software, that are a part, that make this type of music, and they love you, and they need this in there. Can we? And they value the community like I value the community. So saying all that to say, the people who are out here making the biggest difference, and the people, if you're gonna look to anybody, look at the people who are community first.
Right.
It's not
Right.
self-serving. I mean, listen, we're all business people. Let's keep it real. We do business things to provide, but as long as you're community driven, you'll always be righteous. You'll always make the best decisions. And it's just people like you that I look up to, and I believe I'd like to say we're two peas. We're cut from the same cloth when it comes to that, man. So,
For sure.
so big up to
For
you, and
sure.
big up to anybody that's community first, man. Because this community is it's all we got. This is what's gonna hold this thing together. You know.
Well, I want to give a big shout out to my community, all my people that's on this live right now, that's tuned in, everybody that's giving super chats, super thanks. You know, everybody that's being totally respectful to this man and his accolades and what he has done for the culture. I think people already should know by now that when I bring people on here, it's people that I truly respect, that I truly think are paying homage to the culture. You know, we have a lot of people what we call culture vultures that just do things because it's an agenda for them. You know, and just like I said, when I came on this page, my whole thing was to make a change for the culture, to make us have better sound. You know, it's a sad day when we getting high end gear and it's not sounding the way it's supposed to sound. I'm just here to shape the game. A lot of people might feel some type of way, but that's not going to stop the mission that I'm on. And what
Mm,
Sound Orca is doing is the same thing, man. He's making a change and he's giving us the opportunity for us to have better tools as producers, as musicians, as artists. And I think y'all really, really should be very thankful of what he's done and what he's accomplished to be the first. Because not too many people are the first. You know, there's
that's
second,
right.
thirds, fourth, fifths, and last place. But when you're the first, we gonna have to talk about that. And I
Mm,
just I had to talk about it, brother. I had to talk about. I'm not gonna let this get old. I'm not gonna let this go under the rug. I just couldn't.
my dog.
I just could. Cause see, you know, I called you yesterday, and you must have been
You
tied
did.
up. We did this
Yeah, you know
yesterday.
it.
I was
That,
on you.
that's a fact.
I was on you. I was like, oh what? He did what? Like what's up,
That's a
Slap? You
fact.
know what I'm saying? I'm on you, like, bro. We got to talk about this, bro. This is incredible, man. And I'm so proud of you, man. And I'm so prayed up for you, bro. You and your 2 week old son, man. You and your wife, man. Your story is phenomenal, bro. And I just want
Thank you,
these
fam.
people on here because a lot of these people are heading in that same type of story, or they're giving up, or they don't feel it's going to happen because it's because your story is way more longer than what you probably told. We just got down to the nitty gritty. We'd be
I
here
cut
all
out the
day.
first 5 years.
Yeah, we'd be here
Yeah.
all day if we had to tell a story from the real struggle to, you know, we just cut through the
Right.
chase a little bit. So a lot of people don't know their story might not be as close to what we did from the years we put in. But you got to put in the work and you got to be willing to sacrifice it, man. And once you start having doubt, it's not going to happen. You have to believe that you can do this.
Yes.
You have to believe that you are on your game and you know you have something to offer the game, man. And
Yes.
you are showing that, brother. Hold on, let me take the super
Man.
chat real quick. Loving
Yeah, yeah.
every minute of this. Big up Ski for making this happen, and congrats to Sound Orca for putting your stamp on Live 12. That's phenomenal, man. And I'm gonna tell you,
Love
man,
it.
I'm a fan of Ableton for two people, and that's Lord Finesse and this guy right here, because I just wasn't a big fan of it. I mean, I'll be honest, to be transparent, I don't like the interface. I don't, it just doesn't, it doesn't make me feel good. It makes me cringe when I see the interface.
It looks like a
But
spreadsheet.
yeah, like a spreadsheet, exactly. But after y'all showing what it could do, makes me kind of throw that vision out the way for a second, because now it's on a creative thing. It don't matter how it look. If it can creatively do what I needed to do, that's what matters. So hopefully we gonna get to the change of the interface at some point in time. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But
God willing.
yeah, you doing
Man.
that, man.
Yeah. Listen. I'm in there with it. And also I want to shout out to people. Even though this has only been 24 hours, and a lot of people knew me. I'm kind of getting like a new life through this, and people are starting to see and check out like the Ableton racks that I did that I got on my site and all that, and they're like, "Oh, I get it now." Like,
Right, right,
oh, I
right,
get it. So I mean, it's it's like being born again
right.
at this point in the career, and I really appreciate it.
Man, dude, listen. Anybody you want to shout out or whatever, man, it's all love, man, because you know you deserve it, man. Like, man, we proud of you, bro. Like, we proud of you. I know all my fans here, man. A lot of them know exactly who you are. Like you said, when Cass is digging up and know you from back in the Scratch magazine, that's saying a lot.
Right?
That's saying a lot.
Yes.
That's saying that, man, you didn't just come popping up here. You know what I
Oh
mean?
no. Oh
You
no.
didn't just come
No.
popping up here. You've been putting in the work.
Yes. I've been here, bro. I've been here. Really, I just the community, bro. I just want to shout out the community. And since the main topic is of this Ableton thing, I gotta salute them as a company. Shout out to all the guys over there, Rory, Giannis, Jesse, Cole, Houston, to just everybody over there for being a super receptive company. Very receptive. And not only are people congratulating me for this, but people also applauding them for the move, which I think is really dope.
I think that's
You know what I
super
mean?
dope. I
Yeah.
think with a company that's listening to people like ourselves, they're going to go so much further because we're going to rally around them more because now we know that we have some type of voice, man. You know, not having a voice that can speak up for us and get stuff done, it just crushes your hope for stuff, you know? So I mean, I know the first order of business is going to be amazing on what you got coming.
Yes, definitely more to come. And before we get too far into this, I gotta big you up, man. I told you earlier, I saw you doing a lot of grown man business too on the internet here. The whole thing, it may be old news here to your crowd, but big up to you. And when I saw you and Andy Mack, uh, you know, at NAM, it touched my heart a bit, bro. I was like,
Right.
see, that's just grown man moves right there.
Well, you know,
Super grown.
that goes back to what I'm saying. It's like, you know, me and Andy hadn't seen each other in a while. And when the conversation came up, the internet is one of them things. The internet can divide people, based upon, whose motives is whatever. To see people like negative energy, a
Yes.
lot of stuff could have been, just exaggerated from just other people as well. But whatever the case was, when me and Andy seen each other at NAM, it was like nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? And this is the power of being, and then being able to be men and women and being able to see each other and talk without nobody else in the equation. See, half the half the problem comes is when everything is in the face of the people. Everybody's going
Hmm.
to be able to have an opinion and exaggerate it. And there's just people that got bad lives. They like, you got people that have a bad home life. So they want to see
Yes.
drama. Like, man, my house is fucked up. So they love drama. They love seeing stuff go on. You know what I'm saying? Because they home is not good. For me, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give us something that's going to help us as producers, as artists, as musicians, as like I said, people. I have a fan base, sound. I have a strong
Hmm.
fan base of people that love my sound. They're like, Ski, how'd you get that snare to sound like that? How you get that kick to sound like that? Oh my God, Ski, tell me, tell me, tell me. And when I tell you, you're mad at me. When I tell you what you need to do and what we need, I just don't get it. It's like a double-edged sword. If I tell you what we need, I get ridiculed, and if I don't say no, oh geez, I ain't saying nothing. Like you can't win
Gatekeeping.
for losing, man. And this is what I mean, and this is what I tell people. A lot of people of my caliber don't want to come on here and talk because you can't win when you have so many ignorant people that just won't just relax and learn and listen. You have
Right.
to listen. If you're not in a position, just because you have a voice and you can type doesn't mean you're in a position to speak.
Mm.
Sometimes you just gotta listen and say, oh, now I see what Ski was talking about. Oh, now I see what Sound Orca is doing. Now I see why this is so important and why he's making these moves. This is going to be better for us, for the community, and for us to grow. If we're not growing,
Yeah.
then what are we doing? Because we already know the music business is not paying money out like that right now. There's no
No.
money coming from this music business. So a lot of us is doing it because we love it. So how can we get it back to where people are just as excited of it, where they want to like it become a commodity again? I gotta go purchase this because this is sounding good. The sound worker got these drums sound like this. Oh, EA Ski got these drums, and we're helping the
Hmm.
community sound better. Sound, sound orca, sound matters. It all comes in
It
this
does.
full circle
It does. It does. And there's so many ways to get that sound. You and I talk about sound all the time
all
and
day.
different equipment and different ways to do it. We talked earlier. He was asking me about the KO2 and the 404 and all that type of stuff.
Yep.
And it comes with building on things like that and talking to like-minded people. You start to figure out things and you hear things. It doesn't always take the the biggest, most expensive thing ever. It just takes a little ingenuity, a little couple
Right.
things here and there.
And
It-
know
you
how.
know,
And know how. Like
yes,
I could take anything. I've showed people, even with the Kai 37, people are like, man, how you get the Kai 37 to sound like that? I know what I'm doing. I know
there you
that
go.
if it doesn't have the converters in it, I'm going to run it through my pre's. I'm going to run it through some EQ. I'm going to
There you
make
go.
this thing sound the way I need it to sound. I'm trying to teach y'all that. You might get it and it's not going to sound the way I got it sounding if you're not listening to what I do. You know what I'm saying? You're
Come
just
on.
going there and you're doing what you're doing, and you have to understand that a lot of people don't understand a lot of these gears that's out there is just for you to make your ideas. Just
Yeah.
have fun, make ideas. But when you start trying to get into the professional realm and start really trying to get out, now you have to realize, how can I now take these ideas and make it sonically sound amazing now? Stuff where people want to go spend 15, $20 to go purchase your CD or purchase your whatever you got dropping,
Hmm.
because I'm not going to spend my money on somebody that just sounds sterile and flat. I'm not going to do it.
Right.
I,
You sound
I'm
like
not
somebody
going
that
to do it.
invested in lights. You bought
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You
Right.
bought a lot of lights. But I
Yeah.
mean, but that's another way we talk about having an identity. Getting your sound right is part. That's your identity as a producer. I got a whole bunch of, I'm the buy some broken tape decks guy. I'm the buy a broken reel to reel and run stuff through that guy. Modify a Walkman type of guy. So it just takes a little ingenuity, but that's how you become different. Recording through
But
walkie
that's but
talkies
that
and
but
stuff like
that's
that.
what's so dope about you, man. And I mean, and I'm not saying this just because you're on the live. I told you we had a billion conversation. You even told me about this little sampler that I didn't even know about, that you said it was like kind of like the first ASR 10. I can't remember the
Mhm.
name of it. But
It
what
was
was
the
it?
MS1. It was the Korg MS1. It's kind of like a baby ASR10 a little bit.
You knew about that, and you were telling me how you were doing stuff and how you was constructing stuff. And I'm just listening to you like, this dude's a genius. This dude is taking little stuff. And this is why you got the Timberlands and the Polo Da Dons and the Justin Timberlakes and all the stuff that you've done and all act. It makes sense because you have figured out how to take these sounds and make it go to a whole nother level. And if it wasn't for the sounds that you had, then what are we doing? Because it wasn't
Right?
on your workflow. Because a lot
No,
of that
no.
stuff take a long time to work. So
Dog, that's a fact.
So that means that if it wasn't on the workflow, then that means you got in the game because people like the way your stuff what?
The way it sound.
The way it sound.
The way it sound,
So
bro.
y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. You letting these people trick you into thinking that it's all about workflow. Don't get it twisted. Workflow is very, very dope. I love to have a great workflow, and I do. I can make stuff happen because the way technology is, but I still know I got to get it to sound good first. So now I know how to use a workflow to get to the sound. For example, I know how to use my live, chop samples up, send it right to my EPS 16 plus or my SP
Mm.
1200. I don't have to go in there and do all the sample chopping on the SP 1200, and you got to go through the numbers, and that's a lot of work. So
Yeah,
we're lucky to be in 2024 where you can have both, but don't make workflow first. You got to make it about sound. And if you
yes,
do that, you'll start seeing yourself your music will start sounding amazing. And that's what you've done,
yes.
brother.
My
Your
man.
drum
Can I
kits
give
is crazy. Your
thank
your
you, sir.
tape your tape cassette drum kit crazy, man.
My dog. Can I
Yes.
give the people two gems while I'm
Yep.
here? Real
Sure.
quick. When it comes to, as you were saying, workflow is amazing. I will say this: if you've ever seen me on live cooking up, I don't do it a lot, but it looks like I'm DJing a bit. People are like, yo, what is going on? It's just
I've
I'm
seen you. I've seen you
making like
sometimes.
40 beats.
You be forgetting the cameras on you. You be on there so hard. You be forgetting that you on live.
The music never stops. I done made
Right,
like 20 ideas, like it's just happening, 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 happening. And
right.
that
He must got a call that came in. My brother might have just had a call that came in because he just froze up on us. I don't know if he gonna come back or not. I don't know if my brother gonna come back or not. But he must have had a call that came in and froze him up. But yeah, that's my man Sound Orca, man. You know what I'm saying? We was about to wrap it up anyway. But man, this man, man, salute, follow my brother, man. He's dope. I'm really proud of him, man. I'm glad to have him on here, man. I want to share his journey with y'all, man. Thank y'all, man, for the super chats and for the love. Ski, seriously, you should put together a series of master classes. Man, I have a lot of great things coming along, algorithm, man. So, I appreciate it, man. I got a lot of things that's gonna be coming soon. A lot of stuff that I can't really talk about right now, but I got a lot of great things that's coming up, man. And like I said again, man, I just definitely want to showcase my brother Sound Orca, man. Thank y'all, man, for tuning in, man, and showing love. Everybody that gave the super chats, man, and man, just take a lot from that story he told, man, on how he came up, how he left with nothing, and how he just had his perseverance, did it. A lot of y'all might be on the borderline of wanting to quit, and I can understand it. This business is a hard business. It's not an easy business. Everything's streaming, but if you really love it and you really for it, you'll figure out how to do it to the best. And the first things first is I want to salute everybody because it starts right. Oh, there you go.
come on, man. You know I'm gonna figure out a way back
How'd you
in,
do
bro.
that? How'd you pop back up?
Man, follow that link, bro. I got out of there, hit that link again. I was like, hopefully I'll
This
walk in
man
and the
is a
party's still
genius.
going
This is
on.
the first person that figured that out.
Come on, man. I'm right. I'm right back at it.
You're the
I,
first person to figure that out. I was like, man, my dude is gone. I'm up here about to wrap it up, and you just pop up.
I
That's
was hoping that I was like,
hey,
I
God
know
is
he
good.
going in.
God is
Yes, sir.
good, man. That's God's work, man. I just
So
knew
I
we
was
were done. Hey,
no.
my screen went back to just my face. I was like, oh, well, that's it. And this is spit back. Oh man, come on, God, thank you.
In the words of KRS, well, we're not done.
We're not done.
We're not
So
done.
I ain't gonna
So
forget
listen,
what you
I
said.
know you was getting
You
I
had
know you was
two.
getting into something. Yeah.
Yeah, you got two gems you want to give. You said so. I don't want you to
Yeah,
forget
yeah,
what
yeah.
you said.
Okay, so that first one, prep and organization. I chop all my stuff is whatever I can do beforehand, whether it's templates, whether it's organizing my library, my browser, knowing where stuff is. That's how I'm able to do. Because people are like, how are you doing what I see you doing? And that's it. I prep ahead of time. I'm 90% prep, 10% action. But in that 10% of my time, I'm getting the most done. And that's how you can be in the studio with so many people and crank out all these ideas and all these things. Like
That's
for
so
me,
smart. That's so
yeah,
smart.
BPM labels.
The preparation is everything.
Yes,
The
bro. It's
preparation is
everything.
everything, bro.
Dog, you don't want to be looking around for stuff and all that. So that's number one. I'm 90% prep, 10%
All
action.
right, before you say the second one, let me just say that. This is what I
Mhm.
was trying to tell y'all. The reason why I had my drums is because I just couldn't stand trying to find the right drums and searching through this and going through a billion drums. And by the time I try to get my idea out, I'm discouraged because I looked around for drums and now I lost my idea. You
Yes.
know,
You should really have a favorites folder of
I
drums.
do.
I do.
No,
Yes.
I do. I'm saying, but I'm saying that's how I came to me making my own drums and so, and doing what I did because I
Yes.
just didn't want to have to just try to figure stuff out as I'm working on the idea. I got something I could turn to. Like I can go
Yeah.
to these new drums right now, the thumb drive drums. I'm like, man, I got that. I made some acoustic drums. So so I can get the live drums. So like that's what I'm doing for the community is giving them a lot of stuff where they don't have to think about it, and it sounds amazing. And that's what your stuff do. This, the
Yeah.
cassette stuff you sent me. I'm like, whoo! I was able to turn to some of them snares. Remember, I told you I want you to do a boom bap one. Remember, I told you that.
You
I told you
you
that
did
about 2 years ago.
you did, and that's kind of what Golden Era drums came from. And that's the one that's been going super duper crazy, and that's also the one that Ableton licensed. That's one
Yeah,
of the ones Ableton licensed.
dope,
That was
dope.
so that was the first gym is just organization and prep. And when you got beat block, that's what you should be doing. You should be
Right,
prepping, you should be organized, you should be making templates, you should be making favorites, tagging stuff, whatever. The
right.
second thing I would say, and this goes right into what you always talk about, bro, it's the sound. Now, you can have all these new things and they may not have a sound. And that should not be the end of your world because with me, all of my sounds are prepped at the source. Meaning whatever characteristics, whatever grit, MPC, ASR, tape decks, reel to reel, whatever I'm gonna do, I'm baking that into the sound. So now I could just take them sounds and I could be on this machine, that machine, this machine, and it's gonna sound like me.
Exactly,
Get Prep your
exactly.
sounds at the source. Put the character on your sounds at the source. You could always do stuff in post, but listen, the sounds are the fundamentals of your music. And if music is the fundamental element of your career is the fundamental element of your success, the sounds should be that much important to you. It's like a dish. If you're cooking, you're only as good as your ingredients. So why wouldn't you make the ingredients the best? Then you don't got to
Bro,
worry about the dish tasting janky. You know
I
what I
don't even
mean?
have to. I don't have to do this live. I'm gonna let you do the rest of it because you just now you preaching now. All I'm doing is I'm just gonna just put money in the basket for you because I'm
But
just
you know,
like,
that's
bro,
how we talk.
that's real talk. That everything you said is real talk. Please keep going. Whatever you want, to keep going.
Another thing too, a lot of us in the community, we become purists or we become just kind of I don't I don't use samples or I don't do this and I don't do that. First of all, you're not winning any trophies for not doing stuff. Okay. The fact that you may not use samples or you don't buy samples from other people, you're not winning trophies from that. It's not a flex. But the thing I really want to get to is I see a lot of people, it's like, I just make my own sounds. This has nothing to do with me and what I do. It has more to do with people cutting themselves short. Because, sure, you can make your own sounds. Not everyone is good at making sounds. Now, I look at myself, I'm a producer, I'm also a sound designer. I am the equivalent of a farmer that is also a chef. But if you're not a good farmer and I make my own sound. So you grow your own crops. You know nothing about growing crops. It takes you 4 years to grow some rancid crops, and now everything you cook as a chef tastes terrible because
Right,
you had too much ego and too
right.
much pride.
Your
And
pride.
as a successful brand, as a successful business, you depend on the genius, the know-how, and the expertise of other people. If you run a
Facts.
restaurant, like I said, you're not growing the food, you're not driving the trucks in, you're not doing all that. So just saying, I see it a lot. Don't have so much pride that you end up taking on something that you're not good at. Because if you do that, then you really weren't focused on the end goal, which is your success in the first place.
I
Don't
see
let your
that all.
ego cut you short.
I see that all the time, Soundwork, and I'm glad you commented on that. And I'm gonna get to your super chat algorithm. Thank you for the super chat. I see a lot of people pride won't allow them to say that technology has allowed us to do a lot of stuff, but it's also allowed us to not work at our craft.
Mm,
Having all of these tools, there's more cons now than pros because a lot of people is just jumping in it and they have the tools, but they don't understand them and they don't know how to pursue it. You should still be outsourcing until you start getting your skills up. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? There's nothing wrong with outsourcing. I did what you just said is what I said. I said if you're not really a good keyboard player and you're not a good this and that, there's nothing wrong with getting a bass player. There's nothing wrong with getting a person that play keys or whatever, a guitar or whatever you need. Or you need some good drums from Ski or something. Until you start understanding how to do what you need to do, don't let your pride kill your creativity. You know, I want to get to this
Right.
super chat real quick. He
Hmm.
said, ask him how to keep motivation without switching up styles. I went from boom bap to this era production, but it's not my thing.
Easy. Not not easy, but I've asked myself this a lot, and I stick with what I know. And here's how I do it. And here's a little bit of perspective. A lot of times the perspective is wrong. So like I said, I'm a boom bap crate digger type of That's just at the core. Even though I've done all these pop things and all of this, my techniques are always going to be boom bap. They're always going to be rooted in what I love. So no matter what I'm making, I'm going to enjoy making it. For instance, Polo and Tim, I work with them. Two of the most versatile producers in the game. 1 minute is Pussycat Dolls, the next minute is Rich Boy. All over the place, right?
Right, right,
All rooted in boom bap. So now, if you have to say you're working on something, or you just want to switch into a more modern genre without compromising, take what you love, pay attention to what is trending and what is popular, and don't just copy it. Start to study why people like it. What are the things? What are the elements? I'm big on elemental things and fundamentals. What are the elements of these things, the new things that people like? Now, take what you love to do, don't stray away from that, and figure out ways to now incorporate just the slight elements of what is trending now. So you sounded familiar without compromising yourself. And then the next step to that is, once you've identified some things, you can kind of throw them in your mix and get it to gel together with what you do. Now you figure out a way to turn it up a little bit. Now, like say you weren't using 808s, you were boom bap, you're not an 808 person. You realize, oh, people like 808s, 808 glides and all that. You figure out a way to get your boom bap and your 808 glides together. Now, how you gonna take that glide and glide that joint like nobody ever glided a 808
right,
before? And
right,
you still got your style. Now it's a fun game. Now your perspective has changed. You're not compromising yourself. You're taking yourself. Now I can take me and put this on it. I can take me and put that on it. You know what I mean?
right.
Like,
Now it's interchangeable. It's an
yeah.
interchangeable situation now.
And that's how you develop a style.
Hmm.
That's how you develop styles, because you borrowing and you listening and you taking it, you flipping and you tweaking it. I would also say, ask yourself 3 times anytime you make a change like that, because if
Right.
you want to make trendy, I don't know your reason for going to the more modern style, but just ask yourself why you want to do that. And whatever that answer is, ask yourself why. And whatever that answer is, ask yourself why again. And if you sound crazy at your last why, then maybe you should not change. Because
Right,
my
right,
thing is this:
right,
I have a style rooted in boom bap, but it can be adapted to a lot of things. I don't change my thing. I can still be modern. I can still be vintage, but it's just a belief, and I'm good at what I do. And damn it, either you want this or you don't want this.
right,
You know what I mean? You don't want nobody coming to you asking for a Metro Boomin beat if you're not Metro Boomin
right.
or whatever. And you gotta be different, be dope, to the point where people come to you and they ask you for what you make, not what's out there. They want what you make.
Right, right.
So,
I mean, I'm a testament that, like, bro, like, I've been doing this for a long time, and of course I've seen the music change. I've seen it come, go, come, go, come, go, but I've stayed in my lane, and I've stayed making the music, and I can make modern music, and I can make what I do, but I've never tried to like, just conform, man. I know how to, do what I do best and be able to. I know how to take something I've done that people grew up on, and I know how to put a little twist in it where it can still fit today.
and you show it every day,
You dig what I'm saying? And I try to
every
show
day.
them, like, I show cats how I can use the EPS and give you that grimy boom bap, and then I get on that Kai 37. I show you more modern stuff that kind of feels kind of Drake-ish, and people like, "Ooh, I can hear Drake on here. I can hear such and such on it," because I've been in the game long enough to know how to do it, but still not sound like the next person though. It'll make you feel like something you've heard, but it will be all ski, but it won't be like somebody else because I've
Right.
I've I've mastered the art of knowing how to do me well, and I know how to do other things. Like, I can hear this. Like, I give you an example. Anybody that comes from Oakland and from over this area, when Little John was winning, his sound was crazy. I mean, Little John was killing the game.
Yes.
And so even over here, we was playing Little John. You know, in order at some point in time, a certain sound just dominates so much that that's what the listeners just want to hear. I can see why people like to follow because they feel like, well, I got to make something just like that. But you don't. You just have to know how to hear those sounds and those frequencies and learn how to do it your way without imitating something that's already has been done. You dig what I'm saying? And that
Yes.
comes with years of practice and experience and understanding. There's nothing I can't hear right now. I can hear something you do and say, "Oh, that's dope," and take those elements and frequencies and do it my way, but it won't even sound like that. But it'll give you that feel of what you just
Yep.
did.
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
that's when you're on your way to mastering your art, when you understand how to go about doing those things.
1,000,000%. Fun fact. Little John paid for my wedding.
Oh, wow.
And another fun fact, he does not even know that he did that.
Are you
He does.
serious?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. He heard about me in LA one time and called somebody that knew me. And I think he was just coming off The Apprentice. And he was like, yo, I want to invest in some sounds or whatever. Who's this guy? Tell him to come to the studio. I pulled up, just gave him like 4 hard drives of stuff. He ain't even listened to it. Just wrote me a check. There you go. And that, even though I had all the stuff paid for the wedding, that just ended up covering
That
everything
just helped.
that I paid for.
That just added a cherry on top. But see, you're saying exactly what I'm saying. You love your stuff so much that that's the blessing is that you don't I like not one time have I heard you say you did it for the money. Not one
Never,
time. Not
never.
one time on here had you said, "Man, I'm just trying to get some drums. I need some money. Let me just make as many drums. I need some money." You're doing it because you love it. And people are coming to you because they know you love it. And now it's spreading. It's a down. That's why I tell people about hip hop. We didn't do hip hop for money. We just wanted people to just play it in the car. I just want to hear my shit in the car. You know what I'm saying? I give it to you for free. Just play it in the car, please. Just
Bro.
play me up and down. Play me up and down East 14th. Play me up and down Bancroft, Foothill. I I'll give it to you. You know what I mean? That's how much we love what we did. And
Yes.
then when it caught on, people wanted to put a price to it. When the people
Yes.
want to put a price to it, you've done something special, bro. You've done
Passion,
something
man.
special.
Yes, you got to have a passion for it. I would be doing it regardless. It's most of my career there was no money. We're hearing
Right,
about from when I started getting money.
right,
Prior to that, no money. Used to sleep
right.
in a studio next to a vending machine I couldn't afford to get food out of. Guess what the fuck?
Wow.
Still doing, making
Shout
it.
out to
I'm
Little
in there
John,
cooking.
man. I mean, I got to give a big shout out to Little John.
Yeah,
Little John is a real soldier, man. He has helped a lot of my homeboys, E40, Too Short. Man, I've talked to Little John when we was at the Tell Me When to Go, man. Just a good dude, really, really solid guy, man. Just,
very.
like never felt no, you know how people get big and they just be on that other thing. It's like, man, he was always solid. I want to give a big shout out to Little John for always keeping the 100 and coming to our soil and showing love to the soil and giving something to our community that he didn't have to do, but he did it out of the love. You know what I'm saying? And a big shout out
Shout
to
out
my
to
brother
Little
Too
John.
Short and 40. You know what I'm saying? For having them dudes come through the soil. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. Yeah, yes, sir. But yeah, he's a great guy, super down to earth, and he
Yeah.
didn't even have to. He didn't even have to do that. My man didn't
Yeah.
even listen to anything I gave him.
Wow.
Didn't
That
even listen
that
to it.
says a lot though, bro. But like that's what it comes down to. Once you start getting the name and people know that you have done what you've done, people like, man, nah, bro, your name is like a credit card. You good to go.
Yeah,
Your credit is
yeah,
good, bro.
yeah. You
Your
don't need to
credit is
count it. It's
good.
all there.
Yeah, your credit is good. You
Yeah,
dig what I'm saying? And that's the point
yeah.
that we was talking about earlier is that when you become a commodity, it doesn't matter what anybody think, nobody. I can hold my own. I'm a commodity. I know that I'm gonna win this battle no matter what you do. I
Yes,
got something to offer.
definitely, bro. Definitely, man. You've been a huge inspiration to me, bro. Ever since we've been talking over the years, huge inspiration, bro. We're like-minded when it comes to a lot of things, and I think that's why we talk for hours and hours on end. But I got to give you your flowers too, bro.
Man, thank you,
Super
brother.
huge. I remember reading your name on the liner notes way back in the day. eating cereal, eating cereal out the bowl, reading the liner notes. Like I
Right,
keep
right.
seeing this name everywhere.
Hey, somebody
Lo and
told me,
behold,
man, they used to see me in the Source magazines with the double page Source ads. You know what I'm
yep,
saying, man? I remember Irv Gotti, man. Shout out to Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti, when I met him at Def Jam, he said, man, you about to sell 1 million records. I see you in the Source magazine every month, just double page.
that's a fact.
I was killing, bro. I was killing. But, man, I just want to say, man, I want to thank you, man, for coming on here, man. I definitely wanted to give you your flowers, bro. I'm so proud of you, bro, as you being my brother. A lot of people, they think this is just an interview, but this is just me talking to my brother, to the world, and letting the
Yes,
people see how much I celebrate you. Even when we're not on here, I'm always celebrating you. And and I just wanted it to be done, you know, saying officially on this live, man, to let people know, man, you are a threat to be reckoned with, man. And I'm proud of you, man. And I can't wait to see how you shape this whole Ableton thing up, because we're looking forward to it. And I know a lot of people that don't know, they know now. They're gonna be
yes,
checking, and they're gonna see what it do.
my man. I appreciate you. Y'all protect this man at all costs. They don't make him like this anymore. You understand what I'm saying?
Man,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you, brother, man. Love to you, man. You got my prayers to your wife and your newborn, man, the 2 weeks. Man, I know you got a checkup going tomorrow. You got a checkup going
Yes,
on
sir.
tomorrow. So I know
Yes,
how those
sir.
things is. You like, man, I want everything to be right, you know?
Listen,
I
my man
know.
been A+ with everything so far.
Hey,
So
man.
far, I'm blessed.
Hey, man, I know one thing. I know we definitely need fathers like you that's really, really focused and happy to be a father, man, because that's a
Yes,
blessing. And a lot of people don't know how much of a blessing it is. So salute to
yes,
you and your family, brother. I appreciate you, man. And I'll definitely be calling you and tapping back in with you.
my man. You already know it don't stop.
Thank you, sir. God
All right,
bless you,
dog.
brother. Thank you. That's the Sound Orca, man. My brother, man. Y'all give a big shout out to my brother, man. You know what I'm saying, man? He is rocking hard, man, with all the stuff that he's doing, man. Check my dude out. Go follow him, man. All right, sir. God bless.
Peace.
Yes, 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 y'all. What's good with it, man? What's good with everybody, man? I see everybody in here in the chat, man. I see you. What's up with the Holler Sound? EDK, A Banks, Two Papa, Rob Moti 313, Eddie Thomas. What's good, man? What's good? Tip Top. What's up with it? A Banks, Mr. Jimmy. What's good? What's good? What's good? Jay Ham. What up with it? What up with it? What's up with all my people, man? The Rebel, what's up with it, sir? What's good? What's good? All the Rhythm, man. Thank you for them super chats. Everybody that gave super chats, man. Michael Daniels, what's good, man? Florida, what's up with it? Stephen, what's good with it? Everybody that's in here, Rare 1971. Anybody that I missed, man, nothing but love, man. I appreciate everybody. Coheed Studio, man. Thank you, man. Hey, man, that's a real rider, man. It's a real rider. It's a person that's doing something for our community, man, for producers, for artists, for musicians, man. Go check my brother out, man. Yak, what's up with you, sir? Salute, man. All right, thank you again for the enlightenment. Thank you, brother. Awakened Spirit, what's up with it, homie? How you feeling, man? Thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, I know we normally do guys hour, man, but I wanted to do it on this time. He over there in the East Coast, man, over there in Atlanta, man, on the East Coast time, man. So I want to give a big shout out to my brother Sound Oracle, man, and what he's doing, man. I'm proud of him, man. I'm definitely proud of him. I'm definitely proud of people that's trying to help the culture, and we all trying to help the culture, man. So I hope y'all appreciate it, and I hope y'all listening, man. You know, I hope y'all are really listening and paying attention. This is a journey, man. But just keep your integrity, stay focused, and stay, just stay on your path, man. You know, nothing happens. Man, thank you for the I just got a Zelle. Thank you for the super chat. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. Thank everybody, man. I'm glad y'all appreciated the interview, man. He really, really, man, he told some serious stories, man. This man came from nothing, man. This man went from Baltimore with nothing but an MPC and a bag of clothes, man, and had a supportive girlfriend at the time that's now his wife. So that lets you know we got to choose our women correctly too. We have to choose women that's going to support our dream, because being a musician is it's not easy. And if you got a woman that's on some gold digging stuff and she's like, that music stuff, man, just buy me a car, buy me a house. Like, I'm trying to get my career. I don't care about your career. We got to pick our women right too, man. We have to pick our women right, because I'm gonna tell you, if you don't got a woman that supports you, you're gonna be miserable, man. Y'all gonna be miserable. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be miserable. pick the right people in your life, man. That's what I say. That's why I normally do guys hour at 6:30 a.m. We gotta pray on the people we bring in our life, because you get the wrong person, they're not gonna support you, don't hold you down. You're gonna be struggling with you're gonna be depressed. Y'all gonna be depressed. 313, I left music business because I got married. Worst mistake in my life. See what I'm saying? Like, we gotta choose the right people, man. And we got to choose the right friends, man. We got a lot of friends that's only there because you're not where you want to be. But as soon as you start winning, they don't like you no more, because now you're getting focused. Misery love company, man. Just remember that, y'all. Man, surround yourself with good people, good hearts, man. All right. I love y'all, man. God bless y'all. Once again, if y'all don't got the mouse pads, man, go to easki.com. I got the new mouse pads, man, that I just did for y'all. The analog music on it, man. I checked. Let me show you real quick. This is the red and black one, so go check it out. And I got the black and red. And if y'all don't got the thumb drive, y'all need to get it before they sold out. And I'm getting ready to come with the cassette thumb drive. So maybe tomorrow I'll do the live and I'll show y'all the new cassette thumb drive with all my drums on there. Crazy. It's only 100 of them. So I'm gonna show you the new cassette thumb drive. This is the thumb drive right now, the 2024 with the ski drums, 2024 and acoustic drums. But the cassette thumb drive should be coming. I'm gonna show y'all that. And the 100 that buy it will have a chance to win the Bohol mic. You know what I'm saying? And the Focusrite 2i2. So hopefully y'all locked in and see what's going on, man. I got some good things for y'all, man. All right. God bless to everybody, man. Y'all stay focused, stay prayed up. All right. Tune in tomorrow, man. Let's get it. God bless y'all, man. Y'all stay focused, man. For real. What's good, EA? Thank you for all your help. What should I use to beef up my drums? I have SS. Oh man, you got the seven with shoot. If you got my drums, you ain't gonna have to beef them up. You good. So go get my drums if you don't got it, because you ain't gonna need to beef those up. All you gotta do is just run them and you good. All right. That's what's up, man. Y'all stay blessed and prayed up. God bless.